These are the wrong places.
Yeah, you guys
Wrong
do them.
cities.
Wait a second. You're in green.
Good evening.
Thank you.
I'm District Secretary Nicole Gonzalez. It is Tuesday, August 16th, 2016. This is a regular meeting of the Dublin Ramon Services Board of Directors. Please note this evening's meeting is being recorded and streaming live. Presiding this evening is President Pat Howard.
Call the meeting to order. Would you please join me in the pledge to the flag? I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, roll call, please.
Director Duarte?
Here.
Director Michelot? Here. Director Juanito Here. Vice President Halkett?
Here.
And President Howard.
And I'm here. Okay, let's see. We don't actually have a category called agenda management, but maybe we could insert it.
Yeah, it's a little later. President Howard, closed session, one of three closed sessions is shown on the agenda at the beginning of the meeting in anticipation of one of the affected parties perhaps coming to speak tonight, but that's not the case. So if you wish to combine this with the other two closed sessions at the end of the meeting, that is fine.
Okay, well, let's do that. Let's combine item 4A with, where is it, 13. So closed sessions, there'll be 3 when you get to item 13. Okay, so now we'll move on, we'll skip live for now and move on to special announcements. Do this with none.
Yeah, just a couple of impromptu announcements, short. Just commenting that the CASA conference went well last week. One item that did come out was a report from the Biosolid Energy Coalition, and one of the things they talked about was a potential DSRSD project. We're still kind of downloading some information from the Valencia trip. We got some other information. We anticipate bringing a full report on that to the board on September 20th once some of our analysis is done. The rest of the conference went really well, except for just one incident. We left Ted at the hotel, and he almost missed one drinker's down at Monterey.
After drinks.
The other ad hoc announcement is that the board filing period for running for the board of directors has been extended to Wednesday, tomorrow, 5 o'clock. If no non-incumbents file, then there won't be an election for this November for the DSRSD board.
Okay, moving on to item 7, public comment. Opportunity to talk on anything that's not on the agenda. None. We'll move on to item 8, reports.
On the event calendar, you may have a flyer. The Dublin Chamber of Commerce is holding their 34th annual barbecue tomorrow. The RSVP date has already passed, so you've not signed up for it if you missed it. But if you have signed up, it's at 11:30 at the Dublin Heritage Park. You can see it for those that already RSVP. We have one bit of correspondence to the board, actually pertains to one of the items later in the agenda. It's a letter from Pleasanton Mayor Jerry Thorne, and that relates to item 11.
Yeah, I might mention that I got a similar letter from Mayor Albert. And I can print that out and bring it next time to the public record.
I printed it, I have some copies.
Oh,
You
okay.
need it for the public record.
Oh, there's. Let's see, correspondence, we've covered that, agenda management, joint power authority. Here it is. Joint power authority reports. We have special law firm. Yes.
We had a meeting last night here at 6 p.m. with Lagna, and the entire board was present. I guess the highlight would be that the city of Pleasanton request to Alameda County LAFCO for retroactive approval for extension of wastewater services. That item was under long discussion with the ultimate decision by the board to ask staff to researched the language in the original joint powers agreement, section 4.14.2, and asked for clarification on what exactly that time frame would cover and how they're going to handle individual projects that come up in the future. As far as operations for LAVMA, the last quarter, operations were under budget, and a total of 872 million gallons of post-treatment secondary effluent was pumped over the hill. And the average cost per acre foot was $514, was $152 an acre foot, as opposed to budgeted $168. And the only unusual thing that came up was that over in Hacienda Park, DPR Construction is building a new plant, a new building for Port Day, a software company. And it appears that there's a possibility that their foundation excavation might be a little close to one of our mains, a couple of our mains, but very close by. And I asked the question last night, I was wondering why those mains weren't shown on the foundation plans for the builder. That would have been a responsibility for the civil engineer who designed the foundations and a soil engineer who should have been retained. Apparently that didn't happen. They now are, they retained the soils engineer, they retained a foundation consultant, and DPR is going to reimburse all the expenses that we incur.
Was there any discussion about whether or not they actually collected the connection fees Pleasant Communities? And if they did they pass them through a lot of them?
No. My understanding, they hadn't collected.
They hadn't collected them on 62 sewer connections, or 42, excuse me. No, it's not 16. Oh, I'm sorry, it's water
There was 16
connections is
in that.
42. I'm
No, not
sorry.
for workday, the 16 was.
No,
She's talking about that other.
I'm talking about the out-of-service areas.
But there was no discussion of
right.
connections in general, it was just the, it was the whole discussion of notification about the service
And
area.
there's more than 10. So the
Over what
discussion...
period of time, yeah.
The main
So
question
I-
still hasn't been answered.
My
Okay.
question last night, and they didn't have a clear answer, but they are going to do some, Lafco's going to do some research into it, LAVMA is. My question was, in the unincorporated areas, over what period of time and how many are they going to allow? And one of the things they're going to address is changing the verbiage to include that if there is, because I asked about a major development down the road, if that's, because right now there's just a total of 16, 6 from one project, 10 from another, for moving from septic to sewer, it's for those connections. And one of the things they are going to change, look at changing and researching is to make certain that in the future, should a development, a larger development go in there, that they will not be allowed, the developer will not be allowed to take 100 and parcel it down to 10 each over time, and to get away from whatever fees would be connected to that, they will not be allowed to do that.
Okay, but I think both of
Let's
you
not
know
get-
what my concern is, right? I mean, I can,
Let's not get off the agenda.
I'm not, well, I'm asking questions
Yeah.
about his report.
Okay, we'll include a report in the GMS 5 report. We'll answer
Okay.
the question, please.
Approval of minutes, this is for the regular meeting of August 2nd.
I'm going to do it. And I will abstain, I was not able to be last meeting.
Okay, so all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None, so that carries 4-0 to 1. And then we go on to consent calendar, it's a single item, item 10A.
I'll move for approval of item 10A.
Any questions? No? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? No? That carries 5-0. Okay, board business, item 11A, video, maybe it's probably not the right word, but
Video recording, community affairs supervisor Stevenson will give, Sue Stevenson will give the report on videotaping options for board meetings.
Good evening. Okay, it's very standard practice here in the Tri-Valley to record public meetings and to broadcast them on local cable TV. It is done well. It's a great way to communicate with customers. It's a great way to get them involved in the democratic process. It also has been part of our, it's been a desk management practice for us to receive our transparency certification. It's one of the boxes we check. It's not a must-do, but it's a desk management practice. We are currently recording our board meetings and trying to stream them live. Are we live, Bob?
We are.
Yay! And the problem is the quality of the sound and the picture is very low. In fact, sometimes it's hard to hear what you are saying when you're sitting in the room, let alone of the audience. So the audio system here is 24 years old. We have rented out this room many times to many public groups, and I think those crook neck microphones are fun for kids to play with because there seem to be a lot of broken wires that just don't pick up the sound like they should. And the system is so old that it can't be replaced with current, this kind of hardware doesn't exist. So they have to basically take it out and start over again. So, we need to fix that. I do want you to know that we do average about 25 views of our board meetings, amazingly enough. And these are posted on YouTube, and people can get to them through our website. So right where you can click on the agenda and the board packet, you can also view the video. And it's the next day. Nicole and her team are the ones who upload it the following morning after the board meeting, so that if folks are dying to know what was discussed, they can go online and it's called on-demand viewing. They can pull it down and look at it to their heart's content. There are no bells and whistles. There's no indexing. They have to look through the whole meeting to find whatever they're interested in, but they can sort of listen to discussions. What we would like to do, the other thing is that the sound is not so good, but also the lighting that was put into this room 24 years ago was not lighting with the thought that we would be videotaping board meetings. If you notice the difference between this room and Dublin City Council, when you walk in there, it's bright. This is sort of dark and cave-like. And this room also is our emergency ops center. So I hope we never have to use it for that. But if we do, this will be dark lighting. So if you're here at night, during the day we can open up these curtains and get daylight in here. But in the evenings, it is not bright light. So that's another thing. So what staff is proposing is that we hire an audiovisual expert to basically look at this room and all its characteristics and figure out what it is we need to do to improve the sound and the lighting and get back to us. We have a CIP for $100,000. It'll cost a third to half of that CIP. And then next spring, I can come back and say, okay, here's what we have found out. Here's what it'll cost to actually make the upgrades. So that's one thing that we need to be thinking about. Once we fix the sound and the lighting, then we want to think about how to improve the videotaping, or not. And then once that is decided, then public information can actually promote our videotaped board meetings. We were extremely successful in promoting Aquahawk. We were successful in promoting our new improved website. So, it happens. If you promote things, people will come. If you build it, they will play baseball, right? That kind of thing. So, there are 4 options in your packet, and I have a little bit of a correction to make on one of them, but I'll get to that in a minute. Option 1 is basically, don't change what we're doing right now, just keep doing what we're doing, improve the sound, improve the lighting maybe, but just keep our little our little wide-angle camera that's stuck on the wall back there and load the videos up on YouTube and, you know, go with that. The advantages are, it's no cost, you know, beyond what, you know, I don't even think we bought the camera. I think Bob had the camera stuck on a computer somewhere, so I don't even think we had capital or any kind of out-of-pocket expense for that. It's minimal staff work. Nicole turns it off and on. The recordings are posted the following morning on YouTube, and we link via our website. So that's what we're doing right now. Now the downside is that it's very poor quality. I don't know if you've ever looked at the videos, but you're little tiny people, and nobody knows who's talking. There's no way to see, which could be desirable. There's no way to know who's speaking at the time that they're speaking, so yeah, so that may be a plus. I put it under disadvantage, but maybe that goes in the advantage column. There's only one camera, so they're not seeing whoever's addressing you. I've got my back to the camera, my side to the camera. We try to angle this to not have to be total back, but also when PowerPoint slides are being shown, the viewing audience doesn't see any of that. And there are times when John makes some really great finance presentations, and those PowerPoint slides help people understand what's being said, you know, more so than words. Pictures do say 1,000 words, so, you know, we don't have that capability. There's no indexing. There's no way to connect the agenda to jump to a spot in the video, or I say video, I'm dating myself. It's really recorded board meetings, because now everything's digital, so I apologize, but you know, I'm old school. It was videotaped for decades, but it's really digital recordings now. And also, it is not compliant with ADA requirements, which matters when you do things through the website, so that folks who have disabilities can hear, can see when they can't hear or see. You know, so that's one of the things to think about. I'm going to combine options 2 and 3 because they're very similar. They offer pretty good value. They have some wonderful bells and whistles. They're live on-demand viewing. They're almost instantaneous, very quick. They have keyword search and keyword phrase searchability, so it's easier for folks to get to that part of the meeting that they're most interested in. They archive videos and index them. They have multiple cameras, unlimited content storage and distribution. Our meetings aren't very long, so it doesn't really matter. If we were a city council, sometimes those meetings are 3-4 hours, and you know, that matters, but we're pretty efficient. So hour-long meetings, it's not that big of an issue. They also have viewer statistics, so we can see who's watching. And that's kind of a neat thing to know, you know, what's going on, especially when you have hot issues that you're dealing with. Then option 3, so option 2 is the AV Capture All. Option 3 is Granicus. Granicus offers a few more bells and whistles, and one of those is a citizen portal, so that if e-comment, and they can basically let you know before the meeting and after the meeting, not during the meeting, I believe that would violate the Brown Act, but before and after, they can let you know how they feel about different issues. So that's kind of a neat feedback feature. They also have iLegislate, which basically would enable paperless agendas, and you know, Maddie, you're already paperless, but it's a quicker way to jump around from things. All the PowerPoints are there available, so that's kind of a neat feature. And then they are compliant with ADA, Americans with Disabilities Act. And what that means, and you know, I barely understand this, and Bob might have to explain if you ask me any questions, but their analog encoding appliance supports extraction and display of embedded closed captions. Basically, if you can't see or hear, you can see or hear. It's my
Closed caption.
yeah. And then disadvantages. Now the disadvantage for options 2 and 3 are that we would have to provide the recording equipment, so it's a one-time expense. We would have to buy the cameras and the switcher. The switcher is, if you have a video feed that will display your PowerPoint slides, and a camera on the lectern and a camera on the wide angle, you would have to select which camera is showing at which time. So you would also have to have a staff person who is doing that switching. So if we opt for multiple cameras. Option 4, and we have guests in the audience today who are also probably going to stand up and address option 4. This is the Tri-Valley Community Television option. The one that you have in your packet is very pricey, but we've had a lot of conversations this week, so there's another option that is more competitive. It's about $600 a month instead of thousands. And the advantages are they provide the equipment and the crew. They have brand new digital cameras, and it's sort of the one-stop shop kind of thing. They have multiple cameras. They will web host the videos for a year, or up to 6 years if we want, or they just give us the DVDs of each meeting. Our filing retention system is, right now it says we have to keep them 6 years, so we can store those 6 years with the DVDs in the vault if we need to, or change the filing requirement or whatever. But, so those are options. They broadcast on cable TV, channel 29, and multiple broadcasts. We can have live broadcasts. But the disadvantage, if we don't do the live broadcast, the disadvantage is it takes 4 days from the meeting. Our meetings are on Tuesday. It wouldn't be until Friday that the meeting would be loaded broadcast. And then it takes 2 more days before that meeting is available for on demand. So it's almost a week after the meeting before people can see it. And in this day and age, maybe not the folks here in the room because of our age, no offense to anyone, but the millennials kind of expect things instantly, And, the younger the audience, the more instant they expect to be able to see things and do things and get involved or whatever. So, let's see. Yeah, so that's the highs and the lows. Any questions for me, or would you like, yes?
So I have a question. It's in the CIP for the initial expense, but over long term, has that been addressed budgetarily, or?
We had an item in the CIP in, back in 2008, 2010, or I think 2008, it was right when the economy took a nosedive. We had like more than $1 million, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, Judy, I think it was 125, way back. There was money in the CIP to improve this boardroom, to improve the sound and but then we had to lay off 8 people. It was like, oh, forget that. We're going to do critical CIPs. We're not going to do, fixing up the boardroom. That's going to get, kicked down the road.
But in terms of operating costs, no, there's no operating costs, plan or vision.
Oh, right.
We would have to add that in with the supplemental budget appropriation for when we started this next year.
I know we have a speaker, so I don't want to get
Right.
too bored second again.
Right.
Always prefer other than real fast. The item's a bit unclear to me. What do you actually want from us tonight? Because it seems like there's 2 pieces here. There's a CIP thing, which we put in the CIP, and we got a handle on that. It doesn't look like you're asking us to actually make a definitive choice of these options. There's not really up here to do that. Are you just trying to get a feel of the
Right.
board?
So what the capital budget envisioned last year was that we would make the sound lighting improvements, and we would choose one of the 2 internet options for broadcasting. Now we can get upgraded from what we have. And now we have
Some other option.
a new option in pricing on the TV option. And if you have any comments or preferences, we're just kind of taking the sounding on it.
That's
We have
right.
any preferences on where we should focus our staff efforts on analyzing and bringing back final contract.
So we're not going to count noses and make a firm commitment on the operational side of it.
You know, so if you want more information, we'll go out with more information on one or more of the options. This is your chance to kind of shape a little bit the direction we're going to go.
But shouldn't we be a little more definitive on separation of the 2? I mean, if the lighting and sound upgrades to the room itself are a given, quote unquote, then maybe we should make a firm decision on that.
Yes.
Make a recommendation.
It would be nice to know that it's okay to go forth and get that design plan.
Yeah, get the design.
The rest of it,
That's where I was going to drive in the figure.
That chunk of design is now we've gotten into the project a little bit. We're going to spend more of the money on kind of the needs assessment, $100,000 we thought, and
why don't we go ahead and get public comment on this?
Marshall.
Let's see. And Dr. Marshall?
Oh, Marshall, come in.
Present, yeah.
Mr. President, and honorable members of the board, the DSRSD staff, my name is Marshall Kina. I'm the president of the Tri-Valley Community Television Foundation and founder of TV30 in 1978. The longest employee that TV30 has is Lois Payne. It's been a pleasure to see Mr. McIntyre once again. All our viewers are crying for that mustache. Have 43 pages to read to you, but I'd like to condense it to 2. I look at Mr. Duarte, and most of my cousins named are Duarte, and I can read your faces. I think Mayor Hubbard said it well, and I may like to share a letter with you. I presume their DSRSD board members, on behalf of Tri-Valley Community Television, also known as TV30, please permit me to recommend that you select them to provide the services needed to tape and air DSRSD meetings. I can speak firsthand for the professional and high-quality service they provide. Their entire crew is amazing. More importantly, I value the work you all do, and I feel we all benefit from this ultimate transparency of government. Seeing and hearing exactly what transpires at their meetings is the greatest compliment a governing board can make to its constituency. Every other public elected body in the Tri-Valley has contracted with TV30 and has benefited from that relationship. And I believe you share the benefits that the city of Dublin has enjoyed since not long after incorporation, such as increased public awareness, improved record-keeping, and archival benefits. Participation in special projects or programs mentioned is leading to increase. So the public's knowledge of any special announcements you wish to disseminate. The convenience of a regular broadcast television on Comcast and AT&T will reach a far bigger audience that can be accommodated in your chambers. The convenience of TV30's video on demand, 3-click service. Permits any computer, tablet, or smartphone to see your activities anytime from any place in the world. Thank you for considering this item. I hope you welcome me to the pleasures of showing our citizens the great things you do for them. Please feel free to call me directly. You get some private email and private telephone number, and down in the summer house, and I'll share that with you there. What I'd like to say, thank you for that. What I'd like to mention a few of the high points. Tri-Valley Television's quote is the only one that provides actual televised meeting coverage, plus your choice of enhancements. We are a local nonprofit public benefit 501c3 corporation. The mayors of Dublin, Livermore, and Pleasanton as the board of directors. We regard ourselves as partners, not vendors, for 38 years in Tri-Valley. Broadcasting is a term used for televised coverage, not internet or webcasting. There's a big difference between broadcast television and seeing something on the internet. Dublin is also one of our cities with a TV and enhanced coverage, along with virtually every other publicly elected local 06 meeting in Tri-Valley. We produce 4 modes of transmission. First, it's carried on Comcast and AT&T Uber's television. Secondly, it streams, that's some kind of interesting word, to all mobile devices of all scheduled broadcasts. So in other words, if the person was in the car, of course, the chauffeur's driving, and in the back seat, and the program is on live, and it's on television at home, you can simultaneously see it in any of the portable devices. We have video on demand with meeting minutes and agenda items. You can select agenda items with a quick find viewed anywhere in the world at any time. That really means that if you don't want to look at the entire program, you can look at the agenda item, click on that, and it goes immediately to item 11.1 or whatever one you choose to do. There are 3, and it also links to the DSRSD website. There are 3 cameras operated during the meetings, plus a direct PowerPoint feed. By 3 cameras, what it really means is that there's a camera that's always focused on the podium and public, and there's one for the purpose of speaking, and an extra one for any other shots that are required. So this is literally a television program. One of the members of our foundation board is Joe Madden, and he and his family are really very tuned in to what television ought to be and quality, and we're very proud of our picture quality and sound. They have fully equipped video dance studio will be on site with a director for camera scene selection. We will be supplying 6 total members staff crew, with one person constantly monitoring the signal at TV station. All broadcasts will be seen on television, computer, tablet, or smartphone. A DVD master will be retained for Channel 30 and one for DSRSD to store and recall. With Brown Act, I believe you have to have at least 6 years worth of storage of archive meetings, and then DVDs for 6 years take nowhere near the room that minutes that take up. And we also became a master ourselves. DSRSD meeting broadcasts are scheduled at regular times on local listings, as you can see on the TV guide. There are 304,000 viewers reached with broadcasts and promos to direct the viewership on television. So in other words, we were showing the meeting of the school district, and I was afraid it would be not unusual at all for us to say, stay tuned for in 2 hours for the Dublin ceremony services. So we do that during the course of the day to be able to direct the people to you. We can also have, not mentioned in that option, one not to be delayed. We can indeed give you all the other benefits plus live broadcasts so that people will be seeing on the television exactly what's going on at the same time. That, however, requires a cost, if you will, slightly under $10,000 for a transmitter to be installed here at the component, and obviously to use the transmit data or other telephone stuff. For example, if you make this into an operational command center and you need to get emergency information out to be able to do that on the television. The video on demand is archived for as long as the television might have a contract into it, but with DVD, that's what it can. What we believe is that enhancements like internet streaming coverage are important additions to television. Without the television core service, there's not likely to be a significant increase in viewership of your governments. And there is no DSRSD staff time required for services performed in our productions. And I caution you to look at that. Let's look at close. One in particular, we said the cost is yet to be determined. I've never seen the cost of one of the streaming services, which has no television, to be any less than $75,000 up front. I think that's one of the reasons why I haven't seen that. But I wonder if that created any questions in your mind, if you're happy to try to answer them. Our executive president, Ken Stevens, is here also. Unfortunately, I didn't bring Dan Snell with me because he's finally fed up and talking about this since he was there our director. I certainly can't bring him back before, I'm sorry.
One question I have is, in terms of live broadcast, in the Tri-Valley, how many agencies have meetings on the first and third? What's our competition?
So they're city of Pleasant and city of Dublin.
And not schools or?
The answer is 3.
Dublin some other times,
And
Midmore, I mean, and
Dublin and Pleasant.
President City Council working on first and third. And so if you want to buy into the obviously
yeah. So that you, and you have 2 channels. You got 29.
you had 3 channels.
3, okay.
So we got to choose one of those channels.
Which one?
Which one?
The answer is third at this point.
30?
Our flagship channel.
30 would be great. I'd love to have 30.
Anyway, that's if you wanted to buy it. Any other questions?
Are the numbers, Mark, are the numbers given an option for they pretty accurate?
I'm sorry. I'm a victim here also. I didn't hear you.
Are the numbers listed in option 4 for your costs of $1,200 set up and $2,800 a month? Are those going to remain as what we would be looking at in order to look at our costs?
I cannot remember the last time we raised the fees on anybody. So to answer your question, you can take a multi-year contract if that's what you want. But please do not forget, when the CDC said we're going to study the program, that there was a bid from 2010 and putting it in 2016 dollars of $600. So the economy is really smart. We still have broadcast television, but with Dynamar, the one camera, and everybody looking like thieves in a boxcar. But there are lots of steps that we can do. To answer your question, I do not anticipate, and we have to put it in writing, how long we can guarantee that, figure that one out, just rest.
But I need to point out that
Clarify your point.
the package, the contract proposal from Tri-Valley Community TV had 6 packages. So this was package 3. It did not include live broadcasts. That was package 6, that's about $3 grand a month.
So I think for purposes of what we're trying to accomplish tonight, I don't need to get too
Right.
deep into the operational
Right.
side of this thing.
But just so you know.
Talk about the capital parts and then kind of set the tone and, help steer the ship to a real decision document sometime in the future.
I realize that planning has to be done. Our hope is that you select TV30, that when you hire your consultant as a service, you have to be cooperative with that consultant, because the folks who install internet things really aren't tuned into television, because they're 2 different entities. And so we have for all 3 cities, and the consultants, to advise their consultants, to look at what the prices are, what they are charging, whether or not it's proper equipment, peer review, and et cetera. But when I started to try to correct it, our live program, which I said revision to 2 days ago, is exactly the same cost as the one that's not live. It's just that there's that additional cost for the transfer.
Okay.
So
Also,
option 6 was not offered yet. I mean, it was not this one.
the consultant is not an internet provider. He's doing the audio-visual engineering design. It's an audio-visual, not an internet provider. It's someone who specializes in sound systems and lighting systems. That's all they do.
Yeah, and that would be really special.
Yeah.
That would be the first one in 38 years I've ever seen something in one of our cities. That's
Okay.
wonderful.
Thank you, and we'll move on, I think, to the capital stuff right now, and then we'll just give direction as to where we explore.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, now, who has, I think on the capital side, is he moved to proceed? Yeah, moving.
Yeah, just direct us to proceed to report back once we have the result of the capital cost.
I'll second.
Make a motion on it.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're moving that we proceed.
Yes.
With what?
The capital part of it.
Well,
And
this is
switching
fine.
into
The
the cost
assessment
of
on
it.
the cost of the lighting and sound system.
Right.
And report back to you on what the capital cost will be for the rest of the supplemental appropriation.
Motion to accept the desire of the board. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None.
Okay, now when it comes to a provider, they wanted some directions, so let me tell you right now, I've been on this soapbox for probably close to 10 years. I think you gotta go to TV 30, it's our local channel, people watch it. They can tape it themselves, and I don't like the idea of 4 days, but going live has its own problems since the other agencies meet at the same time, so that's all details we can decide in the future, but I don't think we need to waste any time on the first 3 options. I think Channel 3 is the way to go.
I disagree.
Okay?
I think we have to consider options. I like the fact that it's ADA. I'm surprised people haven't been sued over that. I think it needs to be considered.
And I was going to get, because this is so, kind of, all right. I was going to get a little more conceptual. I think I can give you some idea, at least from my perspective, the things are, I don't really care if it's them or somebody else or somebody else will find, the characteristics of what I like to see. First of all, I have to preface this because I'm they're doing exercises, it's always fun. I'm coming up on my 12th year on this, and I've been asked by exactly 0 people to Twitter for games on TV.
Oh, my God.
And you can see by our audience, and the fact that of the 25 views, I bet you at lunch that 20 of them are in-house. Trying to see
No, we
crazy
filter them
programs.
out. We filter those out of the sets.
And the zone, and, you know.
Well,
our
could be the
peers.
zone.
Anyway,
Could be people needing this, you're right.
but, that being said, I'm in no way gonna block this, because I think it's the way to go, and I think, you know, it's time to join the 21st century. If the zone can do it, we can do it. The AV stuff and the lights, cool, we need to do that, that's kind of handy, so. 2 minutes, then I'll get it. All right. Of the list of things that would be nice to have us be able to do, TV's kind of cool. You know, there's a population of still things, you know, they still watch TV. You know, I know the younger people do a lot of stuff online. I would like to get it online somehow. Streaming is nice. The agenda search is a must. If you're going to have, if it's going to be online, you've got to be able to zip to the end and see what you want. Because I think the use case, the thing that the consumers of this service desire is, oh, there's a thing on their agenda that either angers me or I'm interested in, I want to see what's going on, or I want, and they don't want to watch this progressive stuff, they want to sit there. I do the same with city council meetings. So there's one land use issue that's interesting, I go right to that link, I don't watch the rest of the stuff. So agenda search is required. I personally don't think live broadcast is required. I think if there's anything so important that people want to see it, they're going to be involved with it. Think about the thing with the cell phone tower on the tank. Nobody was going to watch that on TV. If they're curious, if they're interested in something they're passionate about, they're going to come here and be here. And frankly, I want them here. You know, I want people to be able to see what we're doing, but they, you know, the luxury of seeing it live, if it costs more money or if it's more difficult to do, I don't see that. TV good, streaming good, agenda search necessary. Whoever we choose, please make it an apples to apples. They have to supply equipment and a crew. We're not a TV setup, you know. So if solution A is Bob sitting there with a camera trying to shoot the thing around, and solution B is a professional doing it with the proper equipment, we got to cost those out to be set, you know. So if some of these guys can't provide a crew, we're going to have to cost in getting a crew. I don't want DSRSD employees trying to do that. It's just not what we do. Of course, that's just my 2 cents, and that's all the stuff I want to give in the offer.
Yeah, I think when you're doing the costing, there's a mention of salary, no cost. That's not quite right. I mean, I would think that people would get some comp time off and put in. So I think we really have comp salary.
Have our people do it?
Yeah, even if that was an option, you're gonna cost it.
There's a cost to it.
Yeah, there's a cost, no matter if they're salary or hourly.
Agreed, but why do we want our people to do it?
I'm not
saying
saying
we do.
He's not saying
Okay.
that. What he's saying that
Just wants it accounted for.
there was
Yeah.
something in there, in one of the reports that said if it's salary, it's a cost of it. That's not a true statement.
Yeah, yeah,
It costs us something. It's going to come back to us.
yeah, because a job doesn't get done, or there's comp time or something. So anyway, cost of it.
I tend to be a little more pragmatic from the standpoint of, I look at it like another service or contract. So I look at scope, and my key focus would be that I want to make sure that we have the most bang for our buck, whether it be TV30 or whether it be the other vendor. So I'm looking at advantages and services provided against disadvantages and absolutely what it would cost. At this point in time, I'm not leaning toward anyone or biased towards against anyone, but that would be my approach to evaluating who's going to provide what.
Are there any scope items that you're particularly interested in, or
No, I like, in looking at option 3, it has all the bells and whistles that we need. I also would comment on the issue of the live television. I don't feel that that's something that we need to provide. So that's my thought at this point in time.
If we were to we don't have to decide right now, but just for the TV service, it seems like a lot of money that we want in our overall budget, let's say.
I just thought of a question. Do you see Channel 30 getting closed captioning anytime soon? Well, or
You're asking me closed caption to be an option?
is it in the plans for TV 30?
Yes, it is.
Do you expect it online?
But, well, by online, you mean?
I mean, available soon?
Yes. Yes, the software programs are being developed, there's some new business coming out, the steps implemented that in the streaming process at the start.
Okay, I just wanted to know that one quick. So it's kind of, it's coming.
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you.
Certainly possible for your web.
I mean, for anybody, for all the,
Yeah, for the webcast.
I mean, for like the city of Dublin and the city of Pleasanton and all these meetings that we do. Will there be closed captioning?
That's something.
Okay. Thank you.
Can I just add one other thing? Being that this digital age is so volatile, it seems to me that every other day somebody's going in and out of business. And therefore, I would rather us be with someone like TV30 that will handle that end of it for us and not deal with a company that might go out of business tomorrow. Let them deal with the problem.
Okay, we can look into the background of this company and how to do it.
So we'll proceed then with the assessment. And we'll work out the cause, and we'll bring back some further findings on a true apples to apples comparison of all of that. We don't have that information yet, but we can develop it over the next 2 months, so we'll bring this back.
Okay, thank you. All right, so we move on to this. Well, thank you, what you said.
Thank you.
No idea what you said.
It's hard to hear in here.
Yeah, the audio music.
That's not, yeah.
Okay.
We don't bring the audio, you know that.
Okay, so we're ready for item 11B.
Okay, this policy was last approved by the board a couple years ago. We're doing some cleanup edits to the policy. The major change we're making is to recommend that the service policy be amended to include ceremonial functions for other businesses. So we're talking about things like groundbreakings and ribbon cuttings. It's important to build relationships and partnerships with the Tri-Valley Agency, particularly on some big picture projects like total use that we're exploring right now. There's a benefit to the rubbing shoulders with some of those folks, and so we're suggesting that this is sufficient importance that it warrants inclusion in the data service policy. And some of you probably would happen on 3 or 4 occasions per year to all the agencies here in the Tri-Valley. In terms of implementing this, one change that we would make in practice is that we would no longer notice these ceremonial events for purposes of the Brown Act. It's something we would accept as a caution. A conservative approach is we had a quorum of board members together, but had an academic discussion because we don't put what we might accidentally discuss on that agenda as ceremonial functions. It would be a Brown Act violation anyway. So no shop talk for the ceremonial functions, sports, Olympics, no other. And then lastly, just a reminder, there's a requirement of state law. Written reports are required to be submitted no later than the next board meeting. And there is in the policy description of what format of that report can take. You get that in when you qualify for the study. That's just a reading component. So with that, staff is recommending that the board approve these amendments to the data service policy.
So, board member goes through a couple things, one to do it, put on a time sheet, break their leg, and they miss the next board meeting. So they can't submit their report. It's
Well, expected us to written report
so.
But, yeah, the statute basically says the next week does provide an exception for broken legs, but I suppose one could come up with one. I mean, the policy used to be very flexible, it was far more flexible than the law allowed, and in 2014, we sort of reined it in a little bit, a little bit more, added a little and take it back.
Question two.
Okay.
1A, or 1B.
1B.
Because I think it's been, I don't think it's universally understood, to qualify for compensation, which I know is not the goal of every board member, of the board members, but to qualify as a day of service, all they have to do is provide a written report. There's no obligation for any oral stuff, right?
That's correct. That's correct.
All right.
Excuse me, why have we been doing oral reports?
It's an opportunity for
Yeah.
the board members to find out about
Bring more
what
stuff.
has, I mean.
But we don't have to
you-
go
you-
on
you-
and on and on.
I didn't make the agenda, but I would say that it provides an opportunity for whoever might be listening in the audience
It gives them
and other
highlights.
board members to
Yeah.
find out what's been happening, because odds are the written reports are most likely not to be read by anybody.
Ever.
Although
I
they
read each
probably are
Each
listeners, but they're not likely to be read, so.
But the verbal reports also cover more than what's, covered under the day of service policy. So there are activities that you're all participating in.
Or trying to refer stuff, trying to bring up new ideas, refer to the board.
Okay, you're the one who doesn't like the oral report, so.
And then, let's see, so I had 1 and 1B, so question 2.
Question 2.
Policy, page 2 of 4, D. Yeah, 2D. So kind of, what is, as a principal speaker, I get that, a panel member, or otherwise represent the district, official capacity, what's an official capacity? Is sitting in the Chamber of Commerce eating a piece of rubber chicken at a table out in the middle of nowhere, official capacity?
Well, I would need the rubber.
Well, that's.
No, seriously,
what you
I mean, seriously, there are advantages to the district potentially for being present and calling attention to the district as, I suppose, I mean, just
You
sitting.
can name one of those
sitting there-
advantages?
So an example might be, and this would be something that would be subject to the board's final approval, if the board approves a resolution on the type of events that are approved in the resolution. But it might not apply to like a generic Chamber of Commerce event. But if the Chamber of Commerce is holding their state of the nearest state of the city presentation, that could be something where we get board elected officials to get there, and that kind of specific chamber event would include in the approved resolution each year, say, for the Chamber of Commerce, over here to the state of the city, and Dublin, state of the city, Pleasanton, and so on. We would include that.
What about an event like Director Coleman, who speak like, who's to his state address, sends us an official invitation? What if that's, to me, that's just, I don't think that would be permissible. I think it should be.
Yeah, one thing to remember about the policy is it calls for an advance approval. So, I mean, obviously, you could be specific or less specific, but certainly with regard to things that seem to some board members to be questionable, that would be something we would give attention in the prior approval process.
And the only question, and, thanks for playing along with the combo type questions, but, where I'm going is, the current board is very well functioning. There have been past boards in this body that even had a saying for, figuring out how to count to 10. People were, that's the limit.
Or 6, if you're old enough.
Anyway, and I would just hate to get a policy in place where people are enticed to use marginal, is this in or out kind of type of activities, trying to get on the machine of that's what I trust each of you very much, but when you write policies and, boards change, you want to be sure that you're thinking about the change. With that said, I don't have a opposed to changing language. I just wanted to kind of get out there and kick it around a little bit about what people are thinking about what an official capacity really is. No, shut up.
So in the annual resolution, you list some of the type of things, if something comes up that fits within that, you would qualify, and if something else would fit within.
Bring it to the board.
We gotta bring it back individually and say, okay, another water agency has asked us for competition, to show up for that function.
Rochambeau, recycled water.
Yes.
Well, I think, to add one more comment, just a good example of that is the barbecue tomorrow. See, that could be viewed as a ceremonial function, but I don't think I should be paid to go get a lunch from the district pays me.
Yeah, I don't.
So as long as the board is, we're comfortable in making sure that we make some prudent decisions as to that one definitely should be good as opposed should not.
Yeah, and the other thing to remember is that reimbursement of Senate policy, this is dealing with stipends.
Like you said, I think most people would have trouble with the second one, but, is there a motion?
I'll move it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. Okay, moving on to item C.
This is a review of the district safety programs policy, operations manager, and look at it together for that.
This is part of our normal four-year review, these are minor changes to this policy, to get it up to date. It now includes a reference to CCR Title 8, Section 32.3, which covers our injury and illness prevention program. And then the other minor change we made to it, this is part of the housekeeping item, was it said in the policy description, that this also applies to interns, but actually went down in the body of the policy, so we include interns down in the body of the policy. So some very minor substitutes.
All move approval.
We're on thing.
Almost there.
We're there.
We're there.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None. So that carries. 11D.
This is the fiscal year 17 legislative, that's the agenda, it's kind of the framework and outline of the kind of areas that we will support and advocate for or against, and we hear Supervisor Seeste's.
Hello again. So it's that time of year, aqua, casa, water use, all those folks want to know, if there's something that we're very interested in having them pursue legislatively. And this past year, we were active on 12 different issues. We had 5 support letters, 5 opposed letters, 1 thank you to Swalwell for his work on advancing the awareness of biosolids as a sustainable source of energy. That means we get into a pot at the federal level that might get funding for the project. And then 1 no position. So there were no big wins or big losses or anything. It's just sort of you plod along. It takes several years to seem to accomplish anything. But I did leave 1 thing off the list that you have in front of you, the advocacy list. My mistake, sorry. And that is the legislation to fund VAB2E projects, like the City Grow SCFI thing that we may be demonstrating in the future. So last year it was Senate Bill 1213. It has currently died, but it will come back to life. So I need to add that to your list. The other items on the list, within 2 weeks, the State Water Resources Control Board will be submitting a report to the legislature on the feasibility of developing uniform water recycling criteria for direct potable reuse. We're very interested in that. Another item, ensuring that water agencies can charge sewer and water capacity fees for in-law units. Now they call them accessory dwelling units, ADUs. So we want to keep an eye on that because they're trying to make it, they're trying to get affordable housing, so they were saying we couldn't do that, and people were saying, oh, wait a minute, back to horses up. So that's that item. Developing a long-term conservation drought policy that protects local decision-making and recognizes local investments in water supply reliability. So if we invest in potable reuse, millions of dollars or whatever, we can actually use it in the next drought. That would be a good thing. Making it easier to buy and sell water in California. There's a lot of stuff going on at Aqua, trying to improve water transfers. There was one bill that had to do with creating a database, so there's some really good steps in the right direction on that issue. The Delta solution, making sure that's a comprehensive plan to improve water reliability statewide and achieve the co-equal goals. And the last one is sort of a new thing, and that's establishing Drinking Water Wastewater Professional Appreciation Day to celebrate the efforts of our water wastewater operators and the fact that they're protecting public health and the environment 24/7 and elevating them to the level of firefighters and police officers. I still hold police officers higher better than Kentucky for it. So that's the legislative agenda. Do you have, is there something I've missed, something you'd like to add or take off the list or altering something?
Just step left there on the document.
Yeah.
Don't,
Comprehensive plan.
just because it's on this list, don't start writing letters to editors and
Right.
that kind
Right.
of thing. Without coming.
Right.
It wouldn't be.
I know you would.
We tried to use code word there. Yes, we need the recommendation by motion to
Yeah,
direct us
there's
to
a policy
proceed.
change.
The legislative advocacy as
I
voted
make the motion as stated.
with the one addition.
With the one addition of
Thank you.
funding DA2B, I forgot that acronym correct.
I'll second that motion as amended.
No other discussion. All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. So with that, we're at the end here. Now it's time for board member items. Rondine, do you have board member items tonight?
I do, but let's let Ed go first.
Well, I already gave my report on the lobby meeting last night, but last week, we attended Eugene and Dan and Sue all attended the CASA conference, which you're all aware of, in Monterey. And I've been to one CASA conference before and an ASPO conference. I don't know, my own personal opinion, I felt the agenda was a little light. Not that it wasn't good, but it was just a little light as far as the workshops. But just a couple of the highlights. On Thursday, the opening session, the address was given by Joe Whitworth, author, president of the Fire Department Trust. Pretty passionate individual who's working on saving the freshwater tributaries. He had a presentation on what approach his organization has taken in promoting and preserving the rivers in the U.S. The next presentation was by Paul Shudo, who's the GM over at Monterey Regional Water Pollution Control. And he highlighted the Pure Water Monterey project, which is just getting underway. And actually had a tour on that on Tuesday, which I could not attend. Third presentation on that day was Green Energy, which was an interesting presentation by Tesla, by Napa Sanitation District, who in partnership with Tesla set up a storage battery facility to take power during the evening and low demand at low cost times, store it, and then use it the next day during the high peak demand times where the clean power is most expensive. The net of their project is insane that they result in saving about $35,000 a year in PG&E costs. Council Business Conference had a resolution called and asked for a slight increase in dues, introduced the slate for the election, which I'm sure Georgine will talk about, adopted the budget for fiscal 2017. And then we had the CASA Award of Excellence winners presented. We had a presentation by Dr. Vanessa on our successors. And we also had a quick update on the Bay Area Biosolids Energy Coalition. And our closing session was on Friday. And we had two legislative updates, both state and federal. And the report that Sue just gave on the legislation, which pretty much covers it, so those are my notes. Patty? Rich?
Okay, let me add to a few of the things that Ed reported on. I first attended the CASA board meeting that was on Wednesday morning. Their first item on their agenda was a proposal to do a statewide wastewater rate study because the 250 gallons per DUE is so unrealistic. That's what we're using now in terms of reporting. And we all know we're down to 100 gallons per day per person. So, and that's just one of them. Most of the standards that the wastewater districts have been using, either they develop their own new report, which cost them $1 zillion, or they use the standards that everybody's been using. And so, unfortunately, it got thrown at the CASA board at the last minute, and there was just too many questions as to who was going to fund it, who was going to participate. Would Northern and Southern California have the same numbers? It's just, so we're going to take it up at the retreat. I think it's a great idea to look at, but there were just too many things that weren't answered. The endorsement policy has always been that pretty much if it's an agency we've dealt with, Bobby's always given the endorsement, written the letter, etc. And it occurred to them that now that we've gotten to a position where we're much more visible, that maybe the board might want to revise that policy. And it decided no. She's used such incredibly good judgment for the past 6 or 7 years that she's been the executive director with Even Land. The final audit is due in September, and our next board meeting is in September at Newport Beach. In the afternoon, I had to get my ethics training out of the way, and of course, I know you're watching me. Carl was one of the panel members, but it's really the same stuff. We know if we have any sense of morality, we know what the ethics are, we know what we should be doing. There's a lot of gray area, and the reality is, if it comes up as a special situation, you're going to have to ask your agency attorney to give an opinion anyway. You can get one from the FPPC as long as you can wait around for a month or so for them to respond. But they suggested, of course, just making sure that if it's something that seems odd, to give a recommendation from your attorney. The annual gift limit from a single source has been raised to $460. And that's new because I think it was $450 before.
That one's got it,
Automatically in it. The dollar amount that's associated with personal financial effect is still the $250 if you receive that from someone you probably can't vote on anything. Jeff Whitworth, president of Freshwater Trust, as Ed said, talked about all the various problems. Toxicity of California water is up 170%. I found that very surprising with all the things we've been doing. But I guess the Monsantos of the world have also been dumping, so I guess it's a problem we continually have to work on. The other issue that he brought up was that we're 15 million acre feet overdrafted in our groundwater, and the 2040 projection for population says we'll increase by 20 million. So if you don't think we're still in a drought, we're still in a major drought. And I just saw on the news tonight, I just caught part of the report as I was getting ready to come, that there's enough water for, I guess, Northern California cities to ride out the drought for 3 years. I don't know, I have to listen to it again tonight on the nightly news. I want to know where that came from. That sounds a little far out, actually. He insisted that the Clean Water Action Plan is the way to go. He loves the Sustainable Groundwater Measurement Act, and he thinks we can get money from Prop 1 and Prop 84 as well as SRF loans to continue to make improvements to the system. Paul Shudo from the Monterey Region Pollution Control Agency about their clean water project. The need is to reduce their demand on the Carmel River. They actually take 75% of their water from the Carmel River and 25% from the basin. So this project they just completed will help because they need irrigation water for Salinas Valley. 76% of the country's lettuce is grown there, 99% of the artichokes, 92% broccoli, and 94% celery. I knew they were high, I just didn't realize they were that high, so, it's obviously really important. And then Ed talked about the battery storage and the awards, and I have the awards brochure here if anyone cares to look at it. The afternoon session on the first day was really great. He talked about how we need to grow our successors because our baby boomer population tends to be about reading papers, going to conferences, benefits, golf, politics, wages, decision-making, meetings, old ways of doing things, short-timer attitude, budgets, all work, no fun, rules, overwork. That's what he believes that if you were to ask a millennial about our generation that we get. They, on the other hand, want flexibility, greater influence, synergy, accomplishments, set schedule, money. They can set their own schedule, money, public recognition. The biggest problem we have right now is there's 80 million baby boomers and 50 million Gen Xers. So obviously, everybody's going to have to do 2 jobs. It's just really simple. Pay them nothing, they'll do 2 jobs, and they'll work 16 hours a day. But he commented on how we need to take those Gen Xers and mold them, if you will, not to the way we used to do things, but to understand what's going on in the organization. Because he really was a proponent of trying to advance people from within the organization. He said that we should be going into our replacements with 3 internal candidates ready to step up. Okay, you must be talking about Met or East Bay Mud, because I don't know how we would have 3 internal candidates ready to step up. But that was his suggestion. It was really kind of interesting. And then, of course, on Friday morning, we had the gentleman that spoke to us last year from the political newspaper that is a riot to listen to, but it's like, nothing's going on, nothing's happening in Washington, D.C. It's the same old, and it's gotten much worse, and nobody's getting anything done, so very frustrating. Well, that was my experience at CASA.
Very good. By the way, I didn't attend the ethics, but my certificate still good.
And I turned one this way. Okay, so that takes care of board member items. Now we'll move on to closed session. And we're gonna do item 4A and then item 13A and B. I suggest we do 4A first, so staff can take off. And we have a script. At this time, the board will be going into these closed sessions I just described, and that we will be discontinuing the broadcast. It's anticipated there will be no report from these closed sessions, but any reports from these closed sessions can be obtained from the district secretary during regular business hours. So thank you for watching.
And these are per the agenda.
I just said, haven't gone in yet.
Go.
I lost halfway through.
Really?
Okay.
Wow.